Okay, that was a little bit longer than 10 minutes. We apologize. But if everybody's in their seats, they're ready for hour number 2 at Spofest. Yeah. All right. Without further ado, let's bring in our next reader to kick off the next hour of the event. Warm round of applause for Damon Freed.
Thank you all. First poem. Here, let me adjust the mic here. It's okay. Thank you, James. Okay, hi everybody. Inspiration for John Ashbery. The reason I call it that is because I have a good friend, Stuart Krimko, who lives in LA. Anyways, he has mentored me in some ways, I would like to say, over the years. And his instructor in college was John Ashbery. And this poem began after reading a book by John Ashbery. Inspiration for John Ashbery. It's like that boulder that touches your shoulder and forehead, just as you've read the most complicated line from a book. You suddenly know you don't have what it takes, that you're not the cook. Not for the job you set out to do. You get blue. You hear a wind chime in the distance. Then, suddenly you're okay. But underneath something yearns, a breeze returns. The breeze returns. Lines from the book haunt you like fenced cattle, pinning you in. You're nothing, not even meat. The rain begins to beat. You think, if only I were like him, Parmigianino. Or the winged poet that illustrated his self-portrait. Lightning strikes and a billboard flashes. Then all you see are dashes and letters. Everything's better. Your bravery and courage returns. The light that was your lamp is no longer necessary. It becomes you and beams generations, unities, segregations. They are, each finger, of the same body and propelled by heavenly impatience, a burning desire for greatness. And you are great because this is how it works, in fits and jerks, clicks and quirks. 70,000-pound steel sculptures of triangles and curves. Videos, installations, earthworks. Each deserving of its own tradition and unique labor, that of a man and woman's desire to serve, to bring newborn thoughts to earth. It's like that Wes Anderson movie, Bottle Rocket, where Owen Wilson played Dignan. How much joy and sadness, clear-mindedness and madness was in him. Michelangelo believed the true work of art was but a shadow of the divine perfection. I think it's more like that Robert Frost poem, The Road Not Taken. Thank you. Virtue. Thank you all. May I climb out of sin to find some virtue. May I not end before gleaning some holy truth. Or else take me, and to hell may I enter post my youth. Toiling still, not to rise before another lifetime has passed. For one must earn it, and not just earn it, but make it last. And reality ebbs and flows like water from this stony glass. And who froze the cubes to look like fountains? This I must ask, dear, I kindly ask. For beauty appears and beauty disappears like your melting countenance, like water from this stony frozen cask. And though I've been real in social realms, I try my darndest. And though I do still feel alone, I'm alarmed by it. The helms of men from here to New York City are leaving drone their thoughtful thrones for grandest pity. And I dare enchant myself a bride turned more witty. I dare not, for these keys are as gritty. After all, it was I whom began so very mildly, but it was I in search of truth, not virtue, raised so wildly. Thank you. Thank you all. Okay, thank you all. An autumn breeze befell a curtain of light upon her aureolin gown. From the window was the light, from the afterglow of town. Her blue-collared dress, a 20-year-old hand-me-down. Exposed was a single wrist, fair as the whitest down. As she lay was not a sound. She slept there like a child, beneath the light of town. And by her was a pitcher of clearest spring water drawn mild. She pressed it to her lips, and from the glass a cleansing flow, like one would press a blotter to watercolor to create the afterglow. And I, for one, would never do this, as no one man could come close to creating such a painting of such delicate repose. Thank you. That was written after, thank you, after Vermeer's, a painting by Vermeer, so. Okay, I have two more here. Three more. Yeah. I may go over my time. What time, what do we have here? Hopefully I'll be all right. Some poets are great. Some poets are great. Their memories are of vast vocabularies and gush words like quotidian, stodgily, bandolier. We don't understand, but we like what we hear. They recall 12-year-old lines from articles and essays and spin original webs for us to be caught in for a time. And on sweet occasions, they rhyme. Some poets are great. With their combustible fingers, they set fire to key and to page, building rainproof mental cages in the classical style. For even when empty of content, they are leakless all the while. Stable structures, wind-blown and tornadic, but they do the wreaking of havoc. Some poets are great. For when they stay up late, they are thinking of verse. Some call it a curse. Others call it a blessing. Cool spring greens to a poppy seed dressing. But then again, I could be guessing. Thank you. Okay, I'll read this one. It's called Profile de Lumia after Odilon Redon. The priestess enters the dampened, cool hallway, dark with mischief. Drip, 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 like glass. Her reflection lingers in each stony, rippling recess. The cobbles clack, then grind softly against her sorrowful steps. A warm amber light upon her flesh illuminates the mystery there and confronts the mystery here. She is saddened by this place, but her grace is internal and is birthed into the night and is birthed into being, not by some maternal likeness, but by her sheer innocence standing before God. She is not frightened. Her fairness and courage maintain a stronghold within the halls, and he is there, mocking every foothold within that corridor. But she will scout the light before the devil's knot grabs at her ankle's pale coloration. For the slightest brilliant red shall not trickle from her heel. She has not seen the moon in this night, but her steadiness has given no leeway unto the devil's might. Cloud cover also mocks the arched window ways that otherwise would breathe a moonlit breath into the deepest sounds of God's disappearance. Let her be safe and straddled by the aisles until the organs sound and his presence again fills the chamber, or else may she find purity and light. Thank you. This is my last poem. I don't know what to say about it, so I'll just read it. Your beautiful shows. All of you artists with your paint in hands, there's just one little thing you should understand. It's not a picture you want or a message to say. It's not the darkness in the alley. It's the sun during the day. It's not the majesty of the land or the intelligence of the grid. It's not the truth at hand or the lies and the fibs. It's the power of knowing it's a discipline and a path. It's not the mystical inspiration or the rational math. It's not some fame hiding beneath your hats. Neither is it the glory due to that. It's the power of knowing you're the only one who can say what you say amongst the weight of tons. And if you think that weight can't be lifted, because you're not skilled and neither are you gifted, there's one other thing that I need to point out. It doesn't matter if you use a pretty whisper or an ugly shout to express the emptiness of years or the fullness of moments. All the prettiness or ugliness you'll ever know is in the afterlife of your beautiful shows. Thank you.